All right, so this is the case of Brown versus Jackson. I read your complaint. Mr. Brown, why are we here?
We're here because Mr. Jackson is a crook. You, Mr. Jackson, he's a crook. He rented a car from us at Quick Trip Rentals, and he brought the car back same day, later on that evening. This is a 2021 car.
How long did he have the car? How long was he supposed to have the car? You're saying he brought it back the same day, so how long did he have it?
He was supposed to have the car for 3 days, a whole weekend.
So it was a 3-day rental.
Yes, and he comes back and the tires are bald on the car. Now this is a 2021 vehicle.
Man, them tires was bald when I got the car.
Jackson, you are.
Hold on a second, Mr. Jackson. Go ahead, Mr. Brown. Finish telling me. So it's a 3-day rental. He picks the car up on a Friday.
He picks the car up on a Friday.
Okay.
Friday morning, around about 10 o'clock. Before our shift ends, it's about 4:30. Mr. Jackson pulls back up with the same vehicle, and it was something different about the vehicle. So as we do our inspections, Mr. Jackson, apparently he has definitely changed the wheels on this.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, hold on. So Mr. Jackson.
Hey, Judge.
Hold on. Mr. Jackson, Mr. Brown is saying you bought the car back early. Is there a reason why you bought the car back early?
I mean, the place is called Quick Trip, right?
Who brought it back?
So, I mean, hey, at the end of the day, I didn't need the car for so long. They gave me a time limit of 3 days. I didn't necessarily need to rent it for 3 days. It is called Quick Trip. I mean, I should be able to bring the car back at any given point within the time frame of me getting the car and being able to get reimbursed on the time that I didn't utilize the car.
Your Honor, you can tell by the way this man is speaking. He's speaking like a 70s pimp. He just conned us. And we want to...
Hold on a second. So wait, let me go back to Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson.
Yes,
so
yes.
You rented the car for 3 days, correct?
I definitely rented the car for 3 days.
But yes. you didn't need the car for 3 days.
But I ain't need it for 3 days.
So is there a particular reason why you rented it for 3 days, removing the car from their system so that they couldn't rent it to anyone else?
Well, apparently they have this 3-day policy that you can't get a car unless you have it for at least a 3-day minimum.
Is that true, Mr. Brown? Do you guys hold on, Mr. Brown? Do you guys have a 3-day policy?
We tend to only do 3-day rentals, of 3 days and up. But it became questionable when Mr. Jackson returned the car the same day, and he tried to return it right before our shift end, before our employees were done for the day. So he thought he was going to get over. But Mr. Jackson, once again, you are a crook.
Okay, hold on a second. Okay, so Mr. Jackson, explain to me about the tires. Tell me what's going on with the tires. Mr. Brown is saying you switched tires out on the vehicle. Tell me what's happening with the tires.
Listen, I didn't switch them tires, ain't touched them tires. Them tires need new tires, okay? That whole car and that whole situation needed some new tires. As soon as I turned the corner, when I pulled the car off the lot,
did you check the tires? Did you check the car? Did you inspect the car before you pulled off the lot, Mr. Jackson?
Hell, they said it was new. Why I got to do the inspection? I'm renting it from them. It should better be good for me when I get ready to go.
Your Honor, as you can tell by the tone in this man's voice, again, he sounds like a 70s pimp. He is trying to con us.
The sound of my voice has to do with anything with y'all raggedy ass tires.
Oh, now we're raggedy, but you're a quick trip rentals.
Listen,
so Mr. Brown.
Yes, sir. Yes, Your Honor.
So when in your complaint, you said that when Mr. Jackson initially came back, you had agreed to give him back a part of his payment. You agreed to give him back half.
That part.
Also, the agreement is.
Hold on, Mr. Jackson. Hold on. I'm gonna get back to you in a second. But go ahead, Mr. Brown.
We give back the deposit, but when you pull up 2.5 days early, and on top of all of that, he left an empty Popeye's chicken box in the car, so he had no consideration for us. He had no consideration. He didn't even try to clean the car.
But y'all didn't put in on that Popeyes, man.
Mr. Jackson, where were you going with the car? Your complaint said you had the car 90 minutes. minutes. Where were you going?
Now, the intentions was, Your Honor, was to roll on down, take my little lady out to the little juke junk that we go to. I mean, like I just wanted to make sure she had her nice time and a nice little car around the city we was in.
And so when you rented the car, so you knew you only needed the car for 90 minutes. Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying that. I'm saying I got the car. I mean, if I needed it any further after our date, that would have been cool. But
so
I
tell
didn't.
me why. I guess what Mr. Jackson. Mr. Jackson, I guess what my main question is, what did you do with the tires? You know, did you need the tires? What did you do with the tires?
The tires that's on there?
Yeah, what did you do to them? Like you replaced the tires. What did you do with the tires?
I mean.
Oh, Your Honor. Can you
what? Hold on a second, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, hold on. What'd you say, Mr. Jackson? They what?
They rolled away on my car.
Okay, wow. So you're basically telling me that you switched out the tires. And what type of car was this, Mr. Brown?
This was a 2021 Nissan Pathfinder.
21 Nissan Pathfinder. So, Mr. Jackson.
Yes, sir.
You switched out the tires on their car with your car.
They want to call it switching out. I call it more so utilizing the need and the necessity of what's already being utilized and making it better on something that I need on mine.
Okay, so Mr. Jackson.
Excuse me,
Your Honor. Go ahead, Mr. Brown.
All of these big words Mr. Jackson is using, it sounds like a lot of TI-isms, and we're not going for that. We at Quick Trip Rentals, we pride ourselves in doing great business. And Mr. Jackson, he just admitted he's a crook.
But this the thing, like even if I had switched the tires out, like all 4 tires could have went flat on the car, and y'all don't have any monetary discrepancies in your policies that says that, hey, you don't have to pay for the tires to be fixed if necessary. But if it's a situation on the tires, how that's gonna get taken care of? It ain't coming out of your pocket, it's coming out of mine.
So, Mr. Jackson, what made you feel like you had the authority to switch out tires from Pathfinder to your Pathfinder?
Well, Your Honor, it was a rainy night that night. It was very, very nasty out, and my tires on my car, they had a little problem with the slip differential specialty that's on the nice little feature that's on my car. So in the process of all of that, knowing that the slip differential wasn't necessarily getting that much traction on the tires, that's when the tire clause came into effect for me and everything, and I went to change them tires to my tire.
Your Honor, that sounds like a whole bunch of, pardon my phrase, like a whole bunch of malarkey. Okay?
So hold on a second. So Mr. Jackson.
Yes,
was your sole purpose of renting this truck so you could switch out the tires?
No, Your Honor. But this tire switching
how do we get to the part of you switching out the tires is what I want to know.
Through me being in danger and having to change up due to the tire change clause. The tire rotation clause.
What is a tire rotation clause, Mr. Jackson?
It's in their policy.
What does it mean? Explain to me. What does the tire rotation clause mean, Mr. Jackson?
According to how I read it, Your Honor, it meant that I was able to change tires in the need of anything if I'm in danger at that time. And at that time, me and my lady was in danger because we didn't have much traction on our tires on my car. So according to their policy, I was able to change and swap them tires.
Why are you in your car when you have a rental? And why did you rent the exact same car? Why are you in your car with their rental?
I mean, I needed to see if their features was the same kind of features as my features.
All right, I've heard enough.
Your Honor, all due respect, I haven't heard this much stuttering since Kane was in the interrogation room on Menace to Society. You know what?
Right. Okay, so listen. All right, fellas. Okay. I've heard enough. I'm ready to make my ruling. This case is This case is I don't even know. I don't even have the words for this case. So, but Mr. Jackson, I am going to rule against you and in favor of the plaintiff, Mr. Brown. Mr. Brown, what's the cost of the tires for you guys? You said $1,400.
That'll be $1,400. Can I get some pain and suffering in here?
No, Mr. Jackson. No, Mr. Brown, you can't get any pain and suffering. But what I can do is get both you guys out of my court. So what I am going to do is I'm going to rule in favor of the plaintiff for $1,400.
I appreciate that, Your Honor. You're a very fair Mr. Jackson. You're a crook, and I hope you get what you deserve in life, sir. And that's not a lie.
Do you have a dispute and would like to settle it before our forum? If so, contact us at info@basicallyctv.com. Basically Court TV, where the disputes are somewhat real and everyday disagreements are handled however the judge sees fit.